First of all, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Gaspard. Welcome to the podcast, Lien.
Thanks.
It's great to have you here at the headquarters of AO. Maybe it would be good, Lien, for you to introduce yourself, and obviously afterwards we'll pass it on to you, Gaspard.
Yes, I'm Lien. Of course, I know both of you, but for the people listening that don't know me, I am the co-founder of Fashion Fever, a community of fashion entrepreneurs, and I'm also the co-host of the We Love Belgian Brands podcast, where we talk to fashion entrepreneurs, mainly about the business side, the struggles. And I've been involved in several fashion projects in the past. It has always fascinated me, and so now I kind of make it my job to talk to people and absorb knowledge and try to give it back somehow to the community. And that's also,
That's why we're here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very honored to sit here.
And so I'm Gaspard. I'm the third generation of the family behind AO76 American Outfitters. I've been here for 5 years and 3 years as a CEO of the company, where I manage everything, and that's what
You've seen it all.
Yeah. I've been involved with the company since I was 6 years old as a model, and I grew up with it. So
yeah, because I indeed during the introduction I said AO. That's kind of a habit, but you corrected it and said
AO76 American Outfitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something recent? Is that something obviously 76?
The 76 is that we started in 1976. So my grandfather founded it back then. And then the name change from AO American Outfitters to AO76 was in 2017 when we focused only on kids fashion.
Okay. What was the initial inspiration for founding the brand by your grandfather?
My grandfather really loved the States in the 70s. He traveled a lot to the States, and there he discovered the sweatshirt fabric, something we didn't know we didn't have in Europe back then. And he started importing it and exporting it into Europe.
Yeah.
So it's thanks to him that we have the sweatshirt fabric so early in Europe.
Okay.
Then he did import-export for around 10 years. His daughters entered the business, and they started developing the collections under the name American Outfitters.
If I remember correctly, those were 3 daughters working in one company, and so they inherited in a way from the grandfather then.
Yeah, so one of those 3 sisters is my mother, the middle one, the creative one, who's taking care of everything around the styling, the quality of the collection, all that. And then there was an older sister who did finance, and a younger sister who did soft HR and sales.
Crazy. Nice. And so at a certain moment in time, you decided, and that's now time for my generation to take over. Was it very clear from the start, let's say from your childhood, that you were like, hey, I want to go in that direction. I see my mother do it.
Yeah, when I was a little child, everybody wants to do something spectacular. So for me, it was to become a veterinarian. Okay. But then later on, when I was 10, I saw the diverse work my mother does in the company. It was super interesting, always a bit different. So then I really wanted to start. Then puberty hits. Then it's like all teenagers, I don't want anything to do with the parents. So I started pursuing my passion for architecture.
Okay.
In the first year of University of Architecture, the teacher said, if you're not 100% motivated to finish the 7 years, it's better you stop now. So, and then I did a bachelor in marketing, and I really started preparing myself for the business here. After the marketing, I did some interesting courses, more business related, and then I started here.
Okay, and it's always an interesting transition, obviously, from one generation to the other. How did you go about? Was it like, now it's our time and we take the decisions here? You started. How did you? Because I think you said started 5 years ago.
5 years ago, with Corona.
Yeah. Okay. Right in the middle of it. So what role did you first take then for the first 2 years?
For the first 2 years, I focused on marketing. So I started writing newsletters, started posting on Instagram, started advertising on Meta and Google platforms.
Okay.
So I really focused on that. Back then we still had a CEO, but the CEO's way of leading the company was totally not aligned with what I wanted to do. So just before the CEO and I were going to take over the entire company, I said to my mother, I don't want to do it with him.
Yeah.
Then my mother was like, are you sure we will do it together?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about business, so it will be you who have to decide everything. And I said like, yeah, let's try. I have never done it, so I don't know if I can or cannot do it. But
I can do it.
as I can do it, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
Crazy.
and with my empathic leadership and really listening to all the colleagues, I was not alone. I had around 20 colleagues here who've been working here for longer than me, and they guided me to where we are now, and I took the final decisions based on their recommendations.
From the multiple times I've talked to you before, but also from what I've seen in the media, let's say, it feels like you have a clear and distinct vision of where you want to head and where you want to go to. Was that clear from the start as well? When you started working here, did you start feeling like, hey, we as a new generation can bring a lot of new things to it, new direction, or is it different?
I think the main difference is the way of leading people.
Okay.
It's not bossing around anymore. It's really taking them into the story, into the AO family, and create a feeling that we're in this together. Let's do it together. So everybody takes on their responsibility, and they know it's important for the company, and they go the extra mile because they think it's important. Because also my philosophy is that everybody has to work. Only some happy if you don't, but I don't know. So let's make it as an enjoyable place, a really nice place to work with, where I listen to everybody's feedback, this, that. I'm engaged with all of the colleagues. So we're really one family creating all this beauty.
Yeah.
I think actually that's a very strong position to start from. That's also what I hear in your story, like why you took over is because of the way that the people were managed, and you saw it differently, if I get that right. I think that's really strong of just focusing on the team, because that the team will take you to the next level, and not the objective of, okay, this kind of turnover or those kind of numbers. You really need your people to go with you, and that's what I really admire also in you and the way you manage the company. It's whenever we talk or we see each other, it feels like it's first on your priority list. So how can I be the best people manager for
but that's
that there is, and I think that's a really nice way of going about it.
Isn't it because from my experience, it can be hard though if you have 20 opinions, let's say, to combine all of these opinions, and then distill potentially like a softer opinion for everybody, and suddenly you have less of a clear way to go, or isn't that the case? Or how do you go about?
But I also learned in the 3 years as a CEO, nobody wants to take decisions.
Okay.
There are a lot of opinions, and I would do this, I would do that. And then if I say like, but what would you really do? You decide. Oh, I cannot decide. So then it's me who have to decide. So I take all the decisions. So it's my vision who's translated with the opinions from everybody.
You inform yourself by the colleagues, and then that way you decide, okay, that's the best.
By the colleagues, people around me, what I read, what I hear.
And have you been surprised sometimes where you said like, hey, I was pretty sure we were going to head into that direction, and by listening to everybody, you had like, okay, now I haven't thought of this, I haven't seen this.
If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I would open one more store, I would have said, no way, impossible. But now I'm busy with the renovation of a new store in Hasselt, because the offline stores keep on existing. They are steady, they reinforce the web shop. Yeah. It's good for brand image that you have a store, so people see the store and like, oh wow, it's a real brand with stores. Otherwise, an online brand,
it can be fake. It can be totally fake.
It reassures the people that like, wow, it's a brand.
Yeah. I think we enter a nice topic here into
Sure.
okay. Because also from my side, I talk to a lot of people in fashion specifically and retail, and I feel like there's a split. Either it's going like worse and worse, and people are really having a hard time, and then I see a few brands, and I hear also you guys that are even increasing their stores, their own retail channels. So I'm curious, like what's your main focus there, and what do you feel for AO76 works best that keeps on increasing your own channels?
To talk about online, it's we're more premium brands, so the families really want to have something to do. They go to the cities, they start with a brunch, then they do some shopping for the parents, for the kids, then they have a waffle or something. We're in Belgium, so it's a waffle. Yeah, so that's why the offline stores really work. And to pay the premium price of our clothes, you really have to feel the quality, feel the extra soft qualities that we are. So the kids convince the parents they want a sweater. Online, it's like, you can't feel it. Yeah, the kids have to wear it every day, so it's important. So that's the offline stores. Then the online stores, the online store and advertising, I used to go internationally.
Okay.
So now we focus on, obviously Belgium, Netherlands, and Germany. They're both working really well, so we're increasing our advertising budget there. And year by year, we will take one more country to focus on. So next year, it will probably be Italy or France.
Are there ambitions in the short term for stores in other countries then, or?
In the short term, not.
No.
Maybe in 10 years. But so now we have 5 stores, 6 with Hasselt. So first I want to have around 10, 12 stores in Belgium. Yeah. And then I will open stores close to the border. Because to have stores really far away, you have to be really structured. We're already a bit structured, but now I can tell the handyman, we forgot this, drive there and fix it. But if you have a store in Berlin or in Munich, it's like,
take the plane, please.
No.
Definitely, if you do it in within your own management, I would say if you have like a strong franchise concept in mind.
Yeah, but I'm a bit afraid of franchise concept. I don't want to grow too fast. There are brands who grow with 20 stores a year. I'm really happy with 1 store a year, step by step, and to see how it evolves.
Makes sense.
What I find interesting about your comment around the offline stores and the fact that families would go into cities and then make a whole trip around it and actually combine it with other things. But that also works in a way for your resellers as well, the people that also buy from you. They also have stores within those cities. But in general, again, I'm less aware of it, but in general, I hear those are tough times. So would you say it's better to have a branded store, one brand, or would you say it could as well be the multi-brand stores could as well do a good job for it?
There's certainly place for the multi-brand stores, the one who have a strong concept, a strong taste, and really put their own taste into the stores. They will do good because people want to go there. Not all of our collection is for everybody. So if a really tasty shop buy the correct pieces from us, it's a completely different perspective than AO. You can make from AO really hip and trendy, but then you can also do a chino and the white shirts brands. So the stores with a really strong identity will continue to exist, the multi-brand ones. And then also not a lot of our B2B stores are in the main cities in Belgium. They're mostly in smaller villages, this and that, because I think the rents are a lot higher there. So you need a higher turnover, better profit margin to keep it all running.
And the profit margin indeed will be
a bit different,
So, and those are, we've now touched upon the 3 sales channels. Have you explored any other channels except for the B2B, then the online, and then your own flagship stores?
We tried also B2B marketplaces for 2 seasons on one platform, 2 seasons on another. It doesn't work.
Okay.
So we stopped. Now we will try with the third one.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's a new concept, something different.
When you say it doesn't work, there's not enough sales?
Well, zero.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't want to pay the premium price if they don't feel our things.
Yeah.
Online, everybody has nice pictures. It's a green sweater with a bear on it.
Yeah.
Why should I pay this price if I have it next to it for a tenth of the price or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's the new black. It's something else, another marketplace.
A new
which
promise.
Yeah, a new promise. Next week I have the video call. They will probably say it's best, it's unique, so we'll see.
There again, it depends on the target audience that they have, because high value pieces are being sold online with in Germany, Breuer, I think, and then Net-a-Porter and Monsieur Porter and those kinds of things. But okay, for kids fashion, if you're on a Zalando, I can imagine that there are so many other options within a different price range. It's more difficult if you're not like Calvin Klein, for example.
Yeah, but I think the Zalando, the Amazon, the Bake-Off, all those types of retailers can also be really interesting for us. They really want our brands, but I say no. I want to I want to protect the small B2B players who have a store, who put their energy in it, because I'm a bit scared from moving to a multinational world. Like that only big players, Amazon, the Zalandos will continue. So that's me as a small player. I try to fight it. No, fighting again, then I'm not contributing.
In saying no, you contribute as well.
To the fight.
For your personal
I don't want to be on Zalando and everything. Everybody says, you should really try it. It's crazy how much you sell. People go to Zalando, they want a blue short. And it's like, oh, nice blue short. They buy it, they discover the brand, it becomes a loyal customer again. But no.
Do they, I actually don't know, do they like have the right to play with your prices and these things on Zalando's?
They're also really tough contracts. And the return rate and this and that and discounts and penalties for this, for that. So
it's a different game.
Yeah. I'm quite curious to talk to a brand who has a good experience with it, because I don't know a lot of brands that are on it, or indeed the return rates are too high. When you do like handbags or accessories, it's still quite okay, but when you do pens, I think it's like 80-90% returns for a smaller brand with and it's 30 days return. So you think, okay, I've sold a piece and then 30 days later, okay, I have to pay it back. So it's I think that's tricky also for more local brands, I would say, to do it. I think in your case, you would be able to do the volume probably, and there might be a business case. And I also know that you can, or at least that's what I was told, you can pick like in which region Zalando can sell you. So it might be also a way of
but they want the home country.
Okay.
Which makes sense, of course, for them as well.
They want a home country. So
because you've talked about Germany. You could have you probably can't, but you could have said like, hey, let's try it out on Zalando Germany and just do it there and we'll see. But they won't allow that.
No, they want Belgium as well.
Crazy.
Maybe I have to negotiate more, but I didn't feel like it. So it was like, okay, no.
But I'm actually curious then, because you say, okay, I don't want Zalando in Belgium to not compete too much with my B2Bs, but you have your own web shop. What for you is the difference between going on a marketplace like that and also investing heavily, which I applaud, in your own online shop?
The online shop is like a mono-brand shop. It's like we have our shops in all the cities. We also compete with the B2Bs, but it's completely different concept, completely different shopping experience. Zalando is a multi-brand online retailer that really competes against the smaller multi-brand stores.
Okay.
So there I see the difference, and I remember that my aunt told me in 2014 when we launched our online web shop, a lot of B2B also said, if you launch a web shop, we stop buying. If you do this, we stop buying. And they're still here, some of them. Not a lot.
Is that still a discussion this day? Because I used to hear it a lot like, yeah, but I'm scared of launching my shop and pushing too hard on it because the B2B will be less
Just
fun
do
of
it.
Yeah.
Just do it. It will reinforce the brand, and people still want to go to a physical shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
No. Mm-hmm.
Do you see an increase, like in both your sales channels and your B2B, if you're willing to share?
The main increase in our revenue is in our own shops and our web shop. The B2B is keeping kind of stable, but we have to look further and further. So now we have distributor in South Korea, the United States. Now we're looking into China.
Okay.
So we have to watch globally to maintain the level.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And is that because of the B2B, so the retail in Belgium is in general also stagnating and having a harder time? Or is it also part like the fact that you sell more of through your own channels? Because I'm wondering whether it's really competition with your B2Bs, because it's also like enforcing your brand. I'm curious what's the case for you guys.
But a lot of some B2B customers, they've been already doing it for 20, 30 years. It's getting harder and harder, and they decide, we stop it. They don't find a successor to continue it. So a lot of them are in this stage now. I think most of them started at the beginning of the 90s, multi-brand stores. So they did one beautiful generation. Now the world evolves so much. So it's not so interesting for the next generation to continue a multi-brand store in a small village or somewhere. Yeah. That's my opinion. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe around the internationalization strategy that you have today. You're, again, let's take the example of Germany. How do you go about to enter such a huge market as Germany? Is it online first? Is it B2B first?
Yeah, we've been... in October last year, I went to a business expansion trip with Flanders DC.
Yeah.
There they say you have first have to start with influencers, press, that you create some confidence, then online, then stores. That's for new launches. Now we've been there selling B2B since, I think, beginning of the 2000s. So then it was still a B2B landscape. Everybody like, oh, nice brand, I will buy it. So we're already quite known in Germany. But because, yeah. So the main reason we grow so much now in Germany is because the attention I give to our selling agent there.
Yeah.
Before he received the collection twice a year, and it was like, here, sell it. I call him every month, invite him here to the office, give some feedback on the collection. I go to the fairs with them. I motivate him. I send him pralines.
Yeah.
Everything.
Some chocolates from Belgium.
Just Belgian chocolates fixes everything. Yeah. And also, there are less and less brands, I have the impression. Before in Germany, a really big competitor of us was Scotch and Soda.
Yeah.
But since the takeover, I noticed that the B2B noticed that it's not the same anymore, styling-wise and maybe quality-wise as well. I don't know. So they are changing Scotch and Soda for us. They're buying less Scotch, more AO. Like this, that's also why it's growing in Germany, and also the different direction our collection is going is more aimed to the premium ones. So we enter really the Lode Prijs in Munich, the really top shops. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and if we have them, we can enter all the rest as well.
And do you support it also with online efforts? Because I hear mainly a B2B is your way into the country, let's say.
So since last year we started at advertising in Germany. That gave a really good push to our own web shop. I don't think this will impact the sales at the B2Bs, maybe. But for this year, since Germany is doing so well, we're looking for a PR agency or 2 or 3, because Germany is so big, to give it a push there.
Yeah.
Really build a brand.
The other way around.
Yeah. But we did it the other way around 20 years ago. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You want some more water?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. what's been on my mind, and something again that I've heard quite a bit, and I wanted to ask you is, it's way more operational, way less sales and marketing driven, but is everything around stock management, and apparently the issue of having overstock and the issue obviously of not being in stock, definitely in combination with an online store. If you're not in stock, for example, online, that you won't sell, obviously, and that's the same for in your store. If you don't have it, you won't be selling it. Have you seen any advantages from having these multiple sales channels? Have you seen it go? Have you done things differently in the past years and experimented with a few things?
So it's always really difficult to decide how much to buy from which piece, from this, from that. Every year it's different. It's a different print, just a different type of green, just a different type of blue. And it's crazy. All sales channels, B2B, B2C, online, offline, everything wants the same piece.
Okay.
We always have the best sellers, of which we can sell thousands.
Yeah.
And then we always have less performing, of which we sell 20.
Yeah. And can you estimate it in advance, or it's when the sales season is on, you see?
So the B2B sales don't really translate into the B2C sales.
Yeah.
So it's really analyzation of the B2C sales, making forecasts. When was it sold out? How much extra could we have sold during that period? But it's never 2 times the same piece. Never. Yeah. It's always different. And sometimes a slight change in embroidery technique or a slight different blue or pink, nobody wants it anymore.
Yeah.
And then you also have the trends. Now the trend is fluo and pink for girls. Next year, will it be maybe pastel? So, but yeah, pink for girls still sells. Yeah. Yeah, but to really, and then I'm also conscious because I don't want to overproduce. Everything that's left over, we run it 2-3 times in the outlets over 3 years, and then the rest we donate to a good cause.
Yeah.
So I don't want to overproduce. So after all the outlets, we have around 3,000 to 4,000 pieces over, which is not so much of everything.
And can you put that into a percentage? I don't know if you have like an idea of what the benchmarks are.
It's 1-2% left over, which we donate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And have you
0? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Has it been different in other times, or is this just a continuing problem that you haven't been able to like crack fully? And is there a way to crack it? As you say?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So before, the size ranges were not perfectly ordered. It moved up. So now, before it was like more slow thing, and now it's really like the best ages and the rest a lot. So we concentrate on 12 to 14-year-olds. So that's an age. So 12 and 14 is really high up. So before it was more like a curve.
Yeah.
Now it's really...
Yeah.
That's you buying more of 12 and 14.
That's me buying more 12 and 14 and almost not buying the 4 and the 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you do offer them, it's not that they're outside.
No, we still do offer them, but in small quantities. Before, it was a bit a flatter curve for the best ages, and now we are having a new system installed to install Power BI and to have more analysis, and that they can predict how much we could have sold. Now it's gut feeling and looking at the numbers. But before, I want a computer to tell me, you should have ordered.
You should have.
You should order this so much, but the computer cannot see the pink and the pink difference. They cannot analyze the images.
They don't know. What's crazy about the whole problem is, like you said, the trends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure maybe in 10 years with AI and all of these things, we might have a better sense of it. But even then, it will be crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. yeah, it's still the people's perception that this is nice, and if the popular girl in a school starts wearing it, everybody wants to have it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, is it's also influenced by people, and these days influencers also, maybe for the kids.
Yeah, also influencers, everybody's influencing, and the more you see one style, the more they will want to have that style.
Yeah. It's reinforcing itself,
Until everyone's having it, and then it's going down again.
Then the season is over.
Push the new season.
Then it's sales, and then it's gone.
Yeah. Maybe around the seasonality of fashion, have you considered doing it differently? Is there a way to do it differently? Because everybody expects you to do so. Everybody's expecting new things. I would then say everybody is the customer, B2B and B2C in a way.
I would like not to participate in sales and this and that. I have permanent collections and everything, but then you have to change the worldwide economy, how it's going. If I don't do sales in January and July, sorry, they will not come. They will go to the store next to it, which offers 60-70% discounts. So I've been trying.
You need cash inflow for creating a new collection as well. So that's also the reason why sales is there.
Yeah, and I also, in the beginning, I thought, it's easy, never out of stock program of classic items, chinos, that. But it's not so easy as it seems. To achieve always the exact same color of a beige chino, if you put it on top of each other, it's really hard. Even in 2 batches of dyeing, you have some slight differences. If they're 7 months apart, can be different cotton. The cotton can be less white in the beginning to start from, and if they dye it exactly the same way, it will be darker. And some cotton takes more the color, other cotton less.
Yeah, I never would have thought that.
No. It's really hard to have a never out of stock program. Definitely if you have physical stores, because then you put them all on top of each other.
And online, indeed, you can.
Online, they don't see the slight differences in color. I also think that's why a brand like Mr. Marvis only displays one color in their store. One item of each in their stores, and all the rest in the stock in the back. If there's a slight color change, you will not see it.
And you also won't see it at home.
If you see them 2 meters from each other, you will not see it. It's really if you put them together next to each other, then you see a color change.
And how do you feel like the public is reacting to this never out of stock, the things you tried? Is it well received by your audience?
I didn't achieve it, no.
You tested it and then...
No.
Okay.
No. I first want to offer consistent quality. Color. Quality is consistent, but the color should be exactly the same, and then I want to do it, but... Let's see how I manage.
Is there something like on the strategic shelf that you're thinking of doing with AO now? Is that, for example, it could be never out of stock item, but it could be I don't know, a full second-hand flow. It could be. Are there any things that you're now working on?
So with last Black Friday, we launched the Be Proud of Your Repair service. It's a lifetime repair service of all our items starting from winter 24, bought in our stores, but we will repair it really obviously.
That's really cool.
So that's one thing. Then we have a separate label here behind me. It's a AO orange label. It's more premium label of AO, with cashmere sweaters, with linen pants, linen shirts in summer. So it's more the premium labels. So I want to diversify that way. I use that collection to really target more on the teens, but the preppy chic side of it. Splitting up in different collections. Now we have pajamas as well for boys and girls, accessories, socks, hats, pencil cases, everything. So diversifying the product range.
And does it work well, do you think, diversifying? It doesn't for example, you could say, but we're actually known for our chinos, and if, for example, if we diversify too much, we won't have enough focus on the chinos anymore. The brand will then shift to they do a bit of everything and they're not great at anything, or you don't think that's an issue?
No, because also for all our accessories, we only want to achieve the best quality and everything. They enter the store for a nice chino, and then the children decide, oh, mom, I want socks, I want a hat, I want a cap. So it's nice to have the extra sales. And I want people to enter AO and fully dress be able to fully dress their kids. Maybe in the future, we will buy some shoes from brands that really they enter and they offer everything.
Yeah.
In the future, maybe also toys, that's really a child's universe.
Yeah. Wow.
But I think it's interesting that you split your more premium collection under a different label.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also curious, do you attract a new audience with that collection, or is it your current audience that's buying less of the other collection and maybe an additional piece of the orange line?
Now it just launched with Winter 25, so let's see. That's a question mark. Yeah.
Let's pick it up next year.
Yeah. Next year I'm happy to tell you, but we will also do different communication, different types of shoots to really put it as a premium kids brand.
Yeah.
Because we're already kind of premium, but I think the hyper premium is also a way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think in deciding to put it under a different brand, kind of indicates the way it will go.
Yeah, and it has an orange label because it will only, not yet here, but we decided that during the selling season, so that it will also be like a prestige product, so that it will be a small label always, and the connoisseurs will say like, it's orange label. like you have the Ralph Lauren purple label.
Yeah.
We want to do the orange label because we're still kids, so that's why fluor orange. Yeah, so the connoisseurs will see like, oh wow, it's a cashmere sweater.
And then upon each other,
Yeah, it's not the basic cotton sweater of it's a cashmere sweater.
They know. Yeah, very cool. Anything else? If you were to look within the future class and within 5 years, how would you imagine where you would be then with
in 5 years with 11 stores?
Okay,
so 1 more year. A bit bigger team here, because I noticed now we are a bit at maximum capacity of what we can do in terms of customer service and all of this. No, continue the way we are doing now. Maintaining the growth we are experiencing, the extra stores, stabilizing. I don't have the ambition to become a huge multinational. I want to be a good Belgian KMO. And that's all. I'm really proud to be a KMO.
Of course, I think it's also good for your nervous system to be good and decent. Small.
I like the way you approach that, and you like I asked you like plan within 5 years, like very clear. Okay, 11 stores. It's like a really clear answer. And so
1 store a year.
You know it perfectly. So I think I also like the way you approach like every decision, although it's big or small, it feels like it needs to be the right decision in the right direction. And needs to support all of that, but don't go too fast before you break things. Before the team can't carry it probably anymore. So
because it's also the job as a CEO. Now I understand why CEOs are paid high at big companies. It's a collection of all my decisions, small and big ones, who make the business go. A lot of small wrong decisions can be worse than one big wrong decision. So it's a collection of all my decisions, my gut feeling. That will make or break the business. So
are you being helped, supported, coached by anyone in that role? Because you're still young. I actually don't know. If I were to guess, you're
30.
Just 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will be 31 in 1 month.
Wow.
So I'm
there
not.
you go. That's a young CEO.
Who's helping me? So I have a coach for personal development and also my personal growth. That's one person who's helping me also to lead the team, to become more assertive, to interpret. Then my close friend groups are also all entrepreneurs, so we motivate each other with that. And then I do the Rubicon things. I've subscribed it. Yeah. So I really subscribed to it, so it's really nice. But really have like an official Raad van Bestuur council board? Not yet.
Board of advisors.
Yeah, board of advisors. I see the benefits of it, but I have
a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time to prepare the reports, to do everything. So step by step.
Who do you report to then? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Is it to yourself today? Like on a monthly basis, you're like, okay, let's look maybe in the future in the Power BI and see how has the business done. Do you take a day per month for yourself and be like, okay, now I need to dive deep into the numbers to see if we can pull any smart analysis out of it? Or
We don't do so many analysis.
Yeah.
I make a budget for a year so I can manage the cash flow and everything.
Yeah.
But all the rest is just like the harder you work, the better quality you do, the better collections you do, the better.
Yeah.
Just better and better and better and better and better on everything. I still think I'm doing a horrible job, but I just have to stay sharp and do better every day. And then you don't need analysis because analysis is looking at the past. And if you want to do better, it's the future.
Yeah, indeed. True.
No, makes sense. And when you do your analysis, like which systems support you and what I'm trying to find, like, what's your gut feeling and your feeling how the company is going and how it's going with the team and which part is supported by systems?
The styling team is doing a lot of analysis. So what's selling well B2B, what's sold well, how is the people reacting to this? Should we redo this model, redo this color? Why is it selling so well?
Easily out of your systems or is it very time intensive to
So at the moment it's pretty time intensive. So the sales figures with pictures we can get out of the system. But at the moment we still have to put manually the stock next to it to see if it's sold out or if it only sold 100 pieces. Maybe we didn't order so much, so that's why it stopped. So, but I'm changing the entire system so we can get the sale through in percentage, the top 10 shirts from the past 10 years, to really get all the data out of it. And that's what we do with Becosoft. They do our ERP program, and now they are rebuilding it to get more analysis out of it.
What I heard, and for me, again, where we're diving deeper into the fashion world, and apparently one of the major factors in predicting sales or the correlation with your sales numbers is apparently also the weather of that certain day. Is that something that you keep track of in like the system itself, where to see, hey, did we have a great sale day, for example, in the physical locations? That you keep track of all of
the weather and everything at that moment. But you cannot predict the weather for next year. Eh?
No.
So with winter 23, it was really hot until November. Okay. With winter 24, I said like it will probably be the same. I will order less jackets. Yeah. Winter 24 comes, August freezing cold. The jackets are almost sold out end of September. You don't know, you can't predict the weather, you can't predict the customers.
That's a difficult one, of course.
But you can try and filter it out in a way because it can influence these things. But it's hard, obviously, because it matters less.
Really important is the weather during school holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, because school holidays really have a big impact on our turnover. Yeah. So if it's nice weather in a school holiday, like last week was a krokusvakantie, then it was really good. We have Easter holiday coming up in 3 weeks. Yeah. Let's hope the weather is nice, and that will sell a lot more.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and the weekends as well.
Yeah, but difficult factor to put into an analysis. AI advancing.
Throw some weather bombs above the stores and see that it's beautiful weather.
Let's not do it.
If we see the weather will be nice, we replenish the store even more.
Okay.
Because we know it will sell a lot more. We up the stock. Yeah.
Anything on the holidays itself? So the people that are going on vacations, for example, that you see, hey, we now know I don't know, the weather is really shit in Belgium, so people will probably take a holiday towards the sun or something. That you see a difference there, or not immediately.
Maybe they all go on holiday.
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't want to leave the store to walk in the rain to a store to fit.
Yeah.
They just stay inside, do home activities with the kids. They go to an indoor amusement park. They do other things. Then going in the rain to do some shopping.
Yeah,
shopping is nice. When the sun is out, you can sit on a terrace with a drink.
Yeah.
Eat a waffle.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of people also take their vacations with kids during school breaks. So I can imagine that there's also like right before.
I just need that just before you leave.
Makes sense.
Nice. Yeah, I think those were most of my questions, and it's been really interesting.
Thank you.
So, Lien, I don't know if you have any remaining questions.
Yes, actually, a question I wanted to ask in the beginning. If it's too much, we can.
No worries.
No.
But you mentioned you focus a lot on your own channels. People need to feel the quality in order to make their purchase decision. But you also invest in your online shop. Do you feel like people get to know you in a multi-brand, your own shop in a physical store, and then you transfer them one way or another to your online shop as a customer? Do you see any patterns there? That's question one. And then additional question, do you have specific programs targeting that move?
I think to open a market, it's really important to have some B2B resellers. Yeah. Like you said, they need to feel quality. Discover our brand now in the US and in South Korea. And there you see the web shop growing triple digits almost.
Okay, so you guys going to an agent, they're selling...
The agent, they sell our collections throughout the United States.
Okay.
And then you see the web shop.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because before it was really, really small. So it's easy to grow triple digits if it's small, but it's still triple digits. To launch a brand with multi-brand stores, it's really interesting. That's why also the Zalando might be interesting, but at the moment, no. And the second question, though, if we do something for that, so now we will also focus on really omni-channel marketing actions, not only in our offline stores and online, but also at our B2B channels to send them stickers, posters, like, we have 10% on t-shirts. Will you participate? We will do it a globally action. Keep track of all the t-shirts you sold, and then we repay you the 10%. So like this, to really have an ecosystem of all selling seasons.
That's really interesting. Yeah. And data-wise, because of course with B2Bs it's more difficult to know who's your actual customer. If a customer walks into the shop in Hasselt, they buy something, is it like linked to your online shop? Can you target them specifically? How is that managed?
So we had old computer systems in the shops as well. So now end of March, all shops will have a new integrated with the Shopify sales. So we have one customer profile for all channels, because we also want to offer 10% discounts during the anniversary month of the child.
Yeah.
To keep track, we want to offer return possibilities in our stores, pick up in store. People think it's easy to offer all that, but the computer system needs to follow. You need to be able to do a refund in the store that it deducts from Shopify. The credits note should be made there. So it's really all platforms should dance together. Yeah. So
it's a beautiful quote, I think.
Yeah.
No. I had another question. I'm kind of I was a bit lost or too focused onto the conversation.
On the data?
Yeah, with the...
How do you handle like the offline...
Yeah, well, the fact that you say like we are now changing towards a more integrated system, what was for you the biggest factor into making that decision? Why did you do it? Because it's not an easy transition, it's not a cheap transition.
No.
So what was for you the main reason to invest in this right now?
To offer more service to our customers. Yeah, because now they have their klantenkaart, client cards online, and this
A loyalty card.
loyalty cards, and then it's like, can you check what size I bought online? Sorry, we cannot do it. It was a good size. So to offer more service to the customers, we have to do it, and then to really see like, those are really high value customers, to see what we can learn from it, because if it's diversified in Microsoft, in Shopify, it's difficult. Maybe they're really big customers offline, a small customer online, but we more track the online customers than offline, because offline was not so user friendly. So to offer better service to our customers.
Makes sense. And that would definitely translate into better sales.
Better experience, and
experience.
It's less frustration.
Definitely, if you're also entering even more the premium space, I wonder, or I hear definitely that each customer that walks in, you can then recognize, you can then look up in the system and see, okay, what have they done before? Maybe you can service them in a different way. How has been this child's birthday? It's just, you see it in the system. It just was, I don't know, 5 days ago or something. Is that a habit today that the people working in the stores would then proactively go into the system and see, okay, this customer walked in, I kind of recognize this person, or is that
I want every customer to be treated equally. So the ones who spend thousands of euros, or the one who really have a special party and they come and buy one outfit, I prefer those customers really come and buy one outfit. That the customer, I also like those type of customers. Sorry, don't get me wrong. There are also customers like, this pant, and what colors do you have? 2 of both. This t-shirt, 2 of both. They're really nice customers, but the other customers who buy it really for one special occasion, like one shirt, one pant, and a nice sweater, they should be treated equally than the other one. So it's bad to discriminate on shopping amounts.
But what I've seen before is that people take notes in the system itself on certain orders, for example. Is that a habit today that they would do it? For example, they had an interaction with the person. Would they then take the note for, hey, this person told me this and this? It might be interesting to talk about it whenever they re-enter the store. Would that be a far-fetched dream to have?
How we take notes, and it's funny. Definitely for so we have the parents shopping and the grandparents shopping. So the parents with the grandparents shop sometimes, and then they say like, if my mom comes, please don't let her buy pink for my daughter. She hates it. The grandmother comes. It's on the loyalty card. Maybe your daughter doesn't really like the pink. So let's change it to lilac or this or that to help improve what we sell. But not to say. But what they but not to say like, I know, I see in the system son's hockey's house of hockey. The good gerantes in all our stores know the customers, and they know it's a personal relationship they have with the customer.
They don't need a system.
They don't need a system. The loyal customers get recognized.
I think it's also tricky there to go off the path of like authenticity. Have an actual connection. But I think the example of the daughter not liking the pink is a perfect example of what you were.
Grandmother wants to buy only pink. The daughter of the grandmother says no pink, and the grandchild is not dressed in pink. So to catch that. But the eye-opening thing why I wanted to change all the computer system was Bogey. They do it really well. It's like classic men's brands. It's in the entire of Europe. You have to put your phone just like Bluetooth. They scan it. They get all sales from in Europe. If you shop once a year, you get instantly 10% discount. During your birthday, you get a discount. So their system is really, really on top. Good. So that was like,
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I just saw a video online where maybe you saw the same, but you do not. I now use my phone everywhere to pay in these things. But it was in China. In China, they don't use their phone anymore. They just wave their hand on top of a hand recognizer. And with that, their WeChat account is linked, and they can just pay and do whatever. So you can forget your phone, forget your wallet. You just have your biometric data. And
I'm not so ready for it.
No. I don't think we are.
And there's also a party who contact me this week who offer like with your identity cards readers, but I also think it's too intrusive.
That's very intrusive. It's government data you're giving away.
Yeah. It's like, but it's really easy. Then if you go to AO and if you go to another store, it's linked. You have the email address from there. And then she was really convinced like that's the way to go. I think, but the privacy, and I don't want to just ask for name, email address, the birthdays of your kids to promote, but I don't need anything else then.
I was wondering though, on the grandparents, is there a way to, do you try and keep track of the grandparents in a way? For example, imagine they buy something, imagine they're really hip grandparents and they leave their email address.
Mm-hmm.
It would be good to know that it's a grandparent of a child.
The grandparents put it on the loyalty card of their kids. I buy it for this kid, put it on this daughter's card. I buy it for one, put it on this daughter. If something's wrong, if they need to repair service, they go to the store. It's here, easy, they can change it.
So you don't need to keep track.
And I don't think grandparents read emails. They don't have. My grandparents not.
Is it a target audience for you, the grandparents, or do you focus mainly on the parents?
It should be a target audience, but they're really difficult to reach.
It's a different approach.
Well, I think we're now in the generation, though. I'm a father now. Also, my mom is a grandparent.
But now it starts.
Could be interesting too. Makes sense. Okay.
Really nice. Thank you for adding that question because it was a really interesting diversion on it. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Lien. Thanks a lot, Gaspard.
Thank you very much, John.
It was really cool.
Thank you, Lien.